Let's discuss it because nobody else is. Welcome, warrior, to this little bit of something I want to put on your agenda that I hear nobody talking about, and that would be that disasters, tornadoes, flooding, hurricanes equal human trafficking, equal slavery, equal sex and labor trafficking. Now, what do I mean by all of this? Here's what I mean. Anytime people are displaced from their homes, from their schools, from their businesses, they are put in positions of desperation, as we are witnessing, as I say all of this, in places like Florida, in places like Georgia. We've got Tennessee. We've got North Carolina, the Carolinas. We are seeing such complete devastation around the Asheville area. I saw just this morning that roads leading up into the mountains completely washed away. How are these people eating, living? Their homes are washed away. You can't drive, right? Where are you walking to? If the only place you can walk is a couple of miles away, and that also has been washed away, how are these people surviving? We know, and there are plenty of studies, and I'll put some things in the body of this video, that when people are undergoing these situations, the predators, and we have to say this, the predators are always around taking advantage, whether it is a woman or a man looking for food for their families or themselves, or children who have been perhaps separated from parents, right? They are taken in by adults or other people, could be even other teenagers, and they are abused. So we have to be looking at all of this. And I just finished reading a headline. Now, on top of all this devastation, by the way, is another storm, Milton, headed for the Gulf coast of Florida. And this, I just read this 2 minutes ago, winds right now 175 miles an hour, Category 5. Let us pray that it somehow lessens, blows out to sea, because this is on top of Helene. And people are told to evacuate. On top of it, we have FEMA. We've given all our money away to other countries and also to all of the illegal aliens that are living in our country right now. So we are seeing what is happening, this complete destruction and devastation, and the needs are only being met, in my opinion, by a lot of great Americans. I don't know how they do it, but in times of disaster, we have Samaritan's Purse. We have Goya Foods rolls in with tractor trailers full of food. Samaritan's Purse, they are on the ground, doing things, providing relief, food, water, fuel, whatever people need. I saw a bunch of pop-up tents today. I mean, this is complete devastation on America. I think everybody should be talking about this. Everybody should be pitching in. But we know. So now we're facing Florida in the next couple of days. And the government's telling us there's no money for this. We also have that correlation. I want to stick to it because people have to be aware. You have to keep your eyes open, even in the time of devastation, even in the time of the lacking of resources. Should you see a child or a teen, something that's not right, everybody has to become one. We also know as towns rebuild, labor trafficking is a huge problem. And that is something we're not talking enough about. People are so desperate to make a dollar that, again, the predators move in, they manipulate, and they hire a lot of people. And they make them work ungodly hours. They pay them not even minimum wage. All kinds of abuses going on. They're sleeping on the premises. So we have to really, in 2024, as we go into this last quarter, we're in the last quarter into 2025. We have to be on the lookout for all of this. But I know it's hard to wrap your mind around with all of this disaster. We should be looking out for human trafficking, sex and labor trafficking. But we have to be that warrior 24/7, 365. And that reminds me, everybody needs to subscribe to our channel. People are reporting that they do subscribe and they're getting unsubscribed. We don't know what that's about, but let's just check that you are subscribed. Share this with your friends. Our Warriors hashtag is community creates change. While the Warriors fights in our home state of New York State, our capital of Albany, and also on the federal level for policy, advocacy, change, right? Laws, legislation. And that we need, right? This is twofold. And that's tough. And you know about all the red tape, but we will continue doing that on behalf of all of you and the children out there. You need to step up and you need to follow the warriors. You need to share these bits of information. You need to share in times of devastation. First of all, everybody, we live in an environment right now. You must have a disaster plan ready in your home. Now, we hope you never have to use it. But steps you should take to stay in communication with all family members. If you're dispersed, kids might be at school, parents might be at work. Where are the grandparents, aunts and uncles? Get together now. Let this lesson of Helene and the impending Milton be your time that you sit as a group, a family, right? And you come up with a plan. How are you going to communicate? Always, what do we talk about? Batteries and water. Have it on hand. Foods. You got to have some canned goods in the house. You got to, I don't care, stick them wherever. People say to me, I don't have room in my house for that, or my apartment, like here in New York City. I'm like, I don't care. Stick them under the bed, stick them in the back of the closet, stick them on top of a washing machine if you have one. Be prepared, with 2 weeks supply, and that's even nothing, just so you're not in that immediate panic. Have that family disaster plan in place, because in times of stress and horror and disaster, you don't know what to do, right? So if you've got a piece of paper, and I suggest a hard copy, because when computers go down, phone lines go down, have something right there. Have some sort of system, right? If little Susie's at school, what's going to happen if you can't communicate with the school? We have to talk like this. This is not scaremongering. This is reality. This is being prepared. And also, you've got to talk to each other about these things. Check on your neighbors. Make sure they have a plan in place, and other family members, extended family members, right? Let's take care of our elderly and our very young. Again, I urge all of you, if you're going to donate to any of these charities, please do your research. Please do your vetting. In my warrior's opinion, you can always donate to Samaritan's Purse, because I don't know how they do it. I get nothing from Samaritan's Purse. They are there when the disaster is still going on. I don't know how they do it. They've got helicopters. They've got everything lined up, and they show up at every single disaster area in the United States and take care of people. I want everybody, let's finish up with disasters equal escalating slavery. Slavery is human trafficking. And as we go into something on October 11th, if you're watching this video, it's October 7th today. But there's always, a day for pizza, a day for a cookie, a day for a pretzel. Well, October 11th is called Day of the Girl. It's an international recognition of a girl, and she should have freedoms to live and to learn and all of that. You know what? I'm getting really, I have to share with you, every day should be Day of the Girl and Day of the Boy, right? Day of the People. Especially, I don't want to digress here, but it's also sponsored by the UN, and I'm really having a hard time with them. Not happy with them, will not be participating with them in the near future, any foreseeable future, actually, that I can see, as they now and have been talking about, it's okay, prostitution for girls and women if that's all available to them. I'll break it down that way. We at the Warriors believe nobody, I don't care if you're in the poorest town in the world, prostitution is violence, and no girl should be subjected to that. So you see what's going on with the UN. I want every day for everybody to be a warrior. I want every day to be for girls and for boys, and to protect our children and teens, and for all of us. But we've got to keep our eyes and ears open in the face of disaster, that this trafficking, this slavery happens. So if you see something, understand you're allowed to ask questions. Does your gut tell you something? Because I can't tell you the amount of people over the years who said to me, I saw that 10 years ago. Now I know better. Or I should have said something. Let us just really honor our warriors. Hashtag community creates change. Let us be the eyes and ears, not only for our immediate family circle and neighbors, but for our entire communities. And God bless America. And also this impending Milton, and our beautiful Americans in these affected areas of the Carolinas and also Florida and Tennessee and Georgia. What the heck is going on here? Let us all come together. Let us wake up each and every day and make a promise to ourselves, to our families, and to our country. Let's go out and be warriors.